Hey y'all, it's been a while, I know, since I've done my last update. Because kind of I'm just sitting here waiting for my numbers to go up to qualify for a uh, trial for my multiple myeloma. But anyway, so they've been going up at like zero point 0.6 every month. And this time they kind of went up like 0.5 or 1.5, so they like doubled in a month. So we'll see. It's always a waiting game. See, I got new specs though. Pretty cool. Anyhow, so I did go to the orthopedic surgeon today. I've been having a whole lot of pain in my right knee, and to the point where I've actually been using my wheelchair instead of walking around. And I actually learned something new. See, part of my journey, I started with the regular oncologist. Um, it was really ironic. I don't know if I've ever told this story or not, but anyway, I had a pulmonary embolism a few years ago. And so I was under a hematologist care in Kingman when I lived out in Arizona. Anyway, because of that, I was prescribed Eliquis twice a day forever. And when I moved back to Missouri, I needed to make an appointment with a hematologist to continue my treatment. Anywho, I got diagnosed. Well, they called me to make the appointment. I had the appointment on February 15th, 2023. And on February 11th is when I wound up in the hospital diagnosed with multiple myeloma. So it worked out beautifully that I already had an appointment with a hematologist. Like 2 days after I got back to St. Louis, because I was down in Branson at the time. Anyway, so I started my journey with a regular oncologist. And if I haven't said it, or you haven't picked up, if you've watched other videos of mine, multiple myeloma is not like any other cancer. So it's very different. And really, you need to be seen by a specialist. So I guess that's a long way of saying there's parts that I missed. Does that make sense? Things that maybe I would have been told if I'd been with a specialist versus a regular oncologist, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adored her. But this was a little out of her wheelhouse. So anyway, here's what I learned today. So I've talked before about lesions, that I have lesions in my bones and stuff. And I always thought it was just kind of like Swiss cheese, kind of, where I had just holes in my bones. What I learned today is very often those are plasmacytomas or tumors within your bones. So a plasmacytoma is always a lesion, but a lesion may or may not be a plasmacytoma. When you have multiple lesions that are plasmacytomas, that's what makes you have multiple myeloma. Interesting. I never knew that. 3 years, we're almost at 3 years now. Anywho, so what has happened is, I have a lesion, plasmacytoma, in my right, what is that, tibia? Whatever your thigh bone is, and down towards my knee. And it has actually gotten worse. And so I went to go see the orthopedic surgeon today, and we are going to be doing radiation. I'm like, that didn't sound right. Radiation on both my right leg and my left, because the one in my left, he said, is up closer to my hip bone. And if it disintegrates the bone enough to cause a fracture, that's like super serious stuff. There's other options, but at this point, we're going to go with the radiation. So I'm still waiting for numbers to go up for my trial, but hopefully this week I will get in for radiation. I've been told that it's not overly painful, but it can create like extreme fatigue, skin issues, peeling and whatnot. So we'll see. But relief can be immediate. So I'm hoping for that, because boy, this not being able to walk is awful. and we just got hammered with a whole lot of snow. And I bought this really cute snowblower last year, which I probably showed you. It's a little battery operated dude. Anyway, I couldn't even get out and play with it because I couldn't really walk. So having to be dependent on people for things like that just sucks. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update. 5 minutes. That's pretty quick. Anyway, I hope you are having a most blessed day, and I thank you for your continued prayers. And again, I want to remind you, if you do not have a relationship with Jesus, you might want to get to know him. He's a pretty cool guy. All right. Thank you. Blessings to all. Mwah.